Oh, Jesus, Michaela, really? I'm eating cucumbers.
What is going on? I'm very nervous that the dog is burning in hell right now for his past sins.
What?
Oh God!
Why'd you have to do that?
What, that is a fucking ringtone.
You want to do all the news right in a row?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
do
let's
it.
just do all the news right in a row. So here we go. New Texas law requires schools to display "In God We Trust" signs. Oh, joy.
Texas.
Yep. That's a shocker.
So apparently, though, there's people that are sending in signs like this, but in God We Trust is in Arabic.
Donate it. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because I don't necessarily know if the law specifies.
That is so funny. Start sending in Allahu Akbar signs. That'd be great.
Well, let's see.
There we go.
It has to have a flag, I think, too.
Oh, good lord.
You know what? I'd be okay with the flag. I would be.
Requires schools
Just the flag.
Like the flag. Here's the thing about the flag. Okay, like it feels really weird to be a person who like doesn't really give a shit about flags in general to live in the U.S. because we are flag heavy.
Flag crazy.
They are everywhere. Remember, we used to play a game.
Oh yeah, we'd count the flags.
We'd
like within a few block radius.
We would play. Yeah, we would count the flags from where we were standing. And like, yeah, you anywhere you go in the U.S., you're never within. Like, you're never outside of 20 feet of a flag.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy
at all times.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's no escaping it. So yeah, in God we trust. This, like in public schools too, requires schools.
Yeah, so everyone is apparently the troll thing is just to send in like a shitload of them.
Yeah.
Like, so they have to, put everyone up, like every square inch of the school.
Oh, that's very funny, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they are donated.
Yes.
Okay.
But that seems dangerous too, because it's like I can see just groups of people popping up to be like, we gotta make them for the school.
So, like, what if the pattern in the background is just like tiny dicks?
I don't know.
I'm sure
there's gonna be some that slip through.
Like, what if it's in Hebrew?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just because a lot of the times, whenever this shit happens, where it's like, oh, you have to affiliate to this religion, it is almost without fail, like 100% of the time, fucking New Testament Judeo-Christian God,
Yeah, no Old Testament God.
Yeah. It's never like, hey, let's put the signs up in Farsi in this school. Let's make it Sanskrit here. What if it's in Cyrillic? Like, you think they'll give a shit then?
Maybe.
Use of the national motto "In God We Trust" is expanding from its famed placement on U.S. currency to framed posters on public school walls, thanks to Texas law that recently went into effect. Senate Bill 797, which passed last year, requires that elementary school and secondary schools display in a conspicuous place at each building of the school or institution a durable poster or framed copy of the United States national motto. Yep. So long as the signs have been donated to the school district and or purchased with private donations. That gets around the whole church and state nonsense. We just felt like it was a great opportunity to display our national motto in public schools, said Tom Oliverson, this is how you know a congressional district is bored.
Yeah.
That these guys are like, well, if we don't do something that tugs at these fucking right-wing idiots' heartstrings, then they're gonna think we're not doing anything. So
Yeah.
let's start putting In God We Trust all over the schools. With donated In God We Trusts. That's not us. You know, it's not our idea. The school gets donated. It's out of our control.
Mm-mm-mm.
Who co-authored the bill in an interview with Kahua. Sorry, I wanted to say that as one word. Khou. K. Houston. This was an idea I had seen. You signed it?
Yeah, I did.
This was an idea I had after seeing something similar happen in a couple different states. Which ones? Name them.
Don't worry about it.
Other requirements, yeah, right? Like, other requirements for the sign include a representation of the American flag centered under the national motto
Ugh.
and a representation of the Texas state flag. However, the use of glitter pens when crafting isn't strictly necessary. Signs with the phrase have already started popping up throughout schools in Carroll ISD near Dallas Fort Worth this week after being donated to the district by Patriot Mobile, which bills itself a Christian conservative wireless provider. That's very interesting. Shouldn't you guys just rely on God to help you communicate? During the presentation, the board receives a signage donation pursuant to SB 797 by Patriot Mobile LLC. So, this to me kind of sounds like, yeah. So all these original donations are from this business.
Right.
And that makes me wonder if this business is making money off of this by saying like, hey, this is how much the signs are. We've donated this many, so write that much off on the taxes next year.
Probably, maybe.
I'm kind of wondering if that's how this is working out.
That's a interesting idea.
Soon, similar signs could be spotted around schools in the Houston area. The Yellow Rose of Texas Republican women posted photos on Facebook this week showing framed signs that volunteers made and donated to a number of Cy-Fair and Tomball ISD schools.
Oh, quick little interjection. I found this fantastic Facebook page of like this real right Republican woman that's like a Christian.
Yeah.
That just abhorrent ideas. It's on Facebook. I'll have to show it to you after this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Senator Brian Hughes, Republican representative from Mineola, who also co-authored the bill, promoted the signs on Twitter Tuesday. The national motto, "In God We Trust," asserts our collective trust in a sovereign God. Actually, what it really is a reference to is how the government is in control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, we need to put our trust in the government itself. But, yeah, that is how donations work. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm wondering. If that's how, this is how they're making a little bit of money off of this. Like, it makes me wonder how many other businesses are cooperating with this in order to,
It's just a scheme by Big Frames.
by Big Poster.
Yeah.
That's how it makes me. That's what it makes me wonder.
Yeah.
As if that's what's going on. The national motto asserts our collective trust in a sovereign God. Well, their collective trust.
Mm-hmm.
I'm encouraged to see groups and many individuals coming forward to donate these framed pit prints to remind future generations of the national motto. What do you mean, remind future generations of the national motto? It's literally on all the money. Like, it's in it's in Miracle on 34th Street.
Is it?
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
That's his ending argument. The little girl. By the way, this is just how stupid new and convoluted new movies have to be sometimes. Which is like, so the original one is in black and white. It's from the 50s.
Right.
And to make the judge convince the judge that there is a Santa Claus, All the guy does is walk up with bags and bags of letters and is like, there, see? This is basically a fucking petition
Right.
that all these people signed, you know? But in the new movie, there's this like part where where Matilda comes up and gives the guy a dollar bill. Like there's a dollar bill in the Christmas card, and "In God We Trust" is circled on the dollar bill. So the guy looks at it and is like, she circled on this bill, "In God We Trust." Now we trust the government to supply us with money that is worth something. And it's like, that's how he gets to, oh yeah, BT dubs, Santa Claus is real. So look, it's in that movie. Okay?
Yeah.
It's like "In God We Trust" is already in the zeitgeist. You don't need to shoehorn it into public schools to make kids who already don't give a fuck even less because now it's forced in their face. Like, do you realize how many more kids, and this is a weird segue, but you know how many more kids would be religious if you didn't force it on them in the beginning?
More than you think.
So many more would be religious if they were just like, they just found it out later on in life. It's like not a fuck ton,
but enough.
but more.
Yeah, enough.
Because like I gotta say, like the big thing that turns a lot of kids off to religion is the fact that they're made to do it.
Right.
You know, and if that's not too poignant of an example for you, think about the number of school dropouts we have in this country.
Right.
You know, forcing something onto children doesn't mean they're going to participate.
But if you spank them, it might.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if those laws will ever
crisscross.
Like, yeah, well, they'll ever have like some cross promotional value there. It's like, Missouri's spanking their kids. Maybe we should start spanking the kids if they don't like stand up for the national anthem or whatever, or for the Pledge of Allegiance. Maybe you should do that. And then Missouri is like, what's a good reason to spank these kids? Oh, they don't acknowledge the "In God We Trust" signs. Like,
they don't acknowledge the one sovereign God.
Doesn't this look like something from They Live?
Yes. Oh God,
this
yeah,
right here.
He does look like.
This looks exactly like a scene from They Live.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Even the woman in the background.
Senator Brian Hughes.
Jackass.
Yeah, she doesn't look human at all. I'm surprised the camera here doesn't show them as ghouls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
What was I going to show you?
When Oliverson claims that most of the feedback he's gotten about the signs has been positive, of course, it's in your state. Not everyone is enthused about the statewide requirement. Sci-Fair parent Allie Fitzpatrick, that's a liberal name if I've ever heard one, told Kay Houston that the signs were a disgrace and an attempt from Republican groups to hijack public education. Ma'am, please, that's not how they're hijacking public education. There's tons of different ways that they're doing that. The point is, we are America, and not everyone does believe in the same God, Fitzpatrick said, and telling children that is very confusing. In 1956, President D. Eisenhower signed a law declaring "In God We Trust" as the official national motto. The resolution was reaffirmed by Congress as the nation's motto several times, most recently in 2011.
Ugh.
That's kind of gross.
Yeah, I think so,
right?
too. Yeah. I don't know. It's...
That feels gross. 2011, that's right at the end of Obama's second term. So that's not even something that's like outside of our generation's memory. You know what I mean?
Or his first term, you mean?
Yes. Sorry. Did I say second?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's my bad. But yeah, well, right at the end of his first term. That's pretty nuts. More politics. How a Texas mom launched the political movement against Greg Abbott. I don't know why that was funny to read, but it was. Texas Dems say they can fix the grid. I mean...
What do experts say?
Like, if this is in reference to like solar, yeah, it can fix the grid.
Yeah.
Because like they're like, we've already seen tons of examples of like cases of states that have an exorbitant amount of sun, getting such high feed, getting such high production from their solar panels that it actually feeds back into the grid, and people are like getting paid by the power company.
Are you able to look up